Building Capacity for Change, Professional Learning Plan for 8th Grade Math and Beyond. Welcome and thank you to everyone for taking time to be here. We are here because we care about our students, not just their academic success, but their sense of belonging, connection, and readiness for high school. Our 8th grade math data shows a concerning trend. Low performance, especially among our students of color, English language learners, and students with IEPs. But it's more than numbers. Students are telling us that they don't feel connected to us or to the school. The plan is about to change that. So, what's the agenda? I'll go over our academic concerns. We'll talk about student voices and how they matter, and our call to action. What inspired this project? Well, this project was a clear challenge paired with a greater vision. The challenge of persistently low 8th grade math performance, particularly among our most underserved students, and the vision of a school where every student feels seen, supported, and academically prepared for the future. This project is driven by a belief that success in math is not just about content mastery, it's about connection, confidence, and equitable access to high quality instruction. We are committed to transforming this challenge into an opportunity to build stronger relationships, responsive teaching practices, and learning environment where all students can thrive. Remember, our mission is to improve 8th grade math outcomes by fostering equitable, high quality instruction and building stronger relationships between educators and students. Through targeted professional learning, we aim to create a supportive, inclusive learning environment for all students, especially those historically underserved, and they can achieve academic success and feel a true sense of belonging. So, taking a look at our Calvin survey from last winter, we can see that Black students here feel less connected to school and less connected to teachers. Black students are at a 68% and 71%, and white students are at 82% and 80%. That is a significant difference. Here is this winter's, and if you look, it shows that Black students are at 54% that they feel connected to school, and also at 75%. And then down here, you can see student-teacher relationships. 74% are feeling connected to teachers. Whereas with white students, they feel connected to school at 71%, which is again a significant difference. And then looking down at school connectedness for white students and teacher relationships, they are at 83% and 85%, which is about a 10% difference. Okay, so here's our iReady test scores, and this is a K through 8 school. And so we can go through all the grades really quickly. We can see that kindergarten and first grade does not take the iReady test in the winter, and there's nothing compared to compare it to. So at grade 2, you can see half of the students are either 2 grades or more below math standards. Third grade, you have a significant amount of students that are at 2 or more grades below math standards. And it goes down to, let's look at 7th grade. You have about 30% of 7th graders are passing at grade level, and 30% are passing, and about 70% are not. Here with the 8th grade students, you see again about 30% are at least 1 grade level below, and then 70% are at least 2 or more grade levels below, at least testing on the iReady test. and that's concerning. So here is the data for the whole district. So as you can see here, even district-wide, you have 13% of Black students are passing or at grade level. And then with white students, there's a difference. There again is 24% are passing. Neither are great test scores for math, but you can see that there is definitely a difference between the Black students and white across the district. So here's the math data school-wide. So here we had about 150 students out of about 480, I believe we have 480 to 500. So we have about 150 are at grade level or above. And then 190 students are one grade below. And then 150 students of the 480 are two grade levels or more below. So if you look on the Cal Schools dashboard, you'll see that our score is below average for math in 2024. So here again is what the data is showing us, that less than 30% of our students are on grade level in math, definitely for the 8th grade. And student-teacher relationships are rated low on these surveys. School connectedness is one of the lowest in the district. And we currently have no consistent curriculum in middle school. There's little collaboration, there's limited use of data, and almost no regular feedback or observations are happening. And with this, we know that if this continues and we don't address it, our students are going to walk into high school behind, disengaged, and unmotivated. So again, remember our vision and goals. So we're not just fixing scores, we're building systems that help us support every learner equitably. Again, our vision is to build a collaborative, data-informed teaching culture that closes gaps in math achievement and strengthens the relationships and belonging for every student. Our goals for the next 6 months. So we want to improve 8th grade math achievement by 15% on the iReady assessment. We need to establish consistent instructional practices aligned to a shared curriculum. And we want to see increased positive student-teacher relationship responses by 25% on the end of the year Calvin survey. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to have professional learning framework that has 5 key components. The first one is data-driven instruction workshops. We will start with baseline training on interpreting our data, identifying misconceptions, and using formative data weekly. Number 2, collaborative planning with PLCs. So teachers will meet in weekly content PLCs, focusing on common assessment, aligned lesson planning, and instructional strategies. Admin and coaches will also join at least biweekly. Number 3, instructional coaching cycles. Every teacher will get at least one coaching cycle focused on math content, student engagement, and equitable questioning strategies. Number 4, SEL and culturally relevant teaching integration. So short embedded PDs on relationship building, affirming student identity, and creating safe learning spaces will be built into our PLCs and our staff meetings. Number 5, observations and feedback system. We need a biweekly system with walkthroughs using a simple, consistent feedback rubric, using low inference notes to build a culture of support and accountability. So here's how the time is going to go and the accountability. So how are we going to monitor all this? First is we want to use weekly PLC notes and reflections, monthly student work samples and data analysis. We will have walkthrough feedback cycles, and we'll have an end of the quarter student relationship survey that goes back out. For month 1, We will start with baseline assessments, professional development on data, and culturally relevant practices, and we will launch PLCs. Month two, again, we'll start with coaching cycles. First round of walkthroughs we'll go through, and we'll go into and continue in month three with the coaching cycles and our second round of walkthroughs. Month four, we'll have PLCs that lead mid-cycle data reviews. Student voice surveys will go out again. And month five, we'll make adjustments based on data, continue walkthroughs, and start celebrating some of our progress. And then by month six, we'll again adjust whatever we need to adjust using our baseline data and final walkthroughs, and then we will celebrate the progress and the success that we've earned. So what's different? Again, this isn't work. It's not more work, it's better work. And it's better work together. We're not teaching in isolation anymore. We are using real student data and not guesswork. We are checking in on each other, offering feedback, holding each other accountable, and we're celebrating our wins. Most importantly, we're creating a classroom environment in school where students feel and know that they are being challenged and they feel connected to the school, especially those who are often overlooked. So, what I am asking from you, well, what I'm not asking is for you to be perfect. You're being asked to grow and to do it with support. First, I need you to be open to collaboration. Please show up to your PLC and contribute to the work. I'd like you to be curious about our practice. Lean into coaching and feedback and our suggestions. And number three, keep your students' voices at the center and connected. Use the SEL check-ins and surveys to stay connected to your students. So to close this meeting, this plan is about equity. It's about closing gaps, not just in math, but also in trust, connection, and belief in our students' potential. Our students deserve teachers who are supported, informed, and united. And I believe that this plan makes this possible. Let's do this together, not for the data, but for the eighth graders who deserve a better start to high school. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, feel free to see me after the rest of the meeting.